Howdy, Devin Rose, Lionheart Catholic. Wanted to talk about Biden canceling $10,000 or 20K in student loans, and what a terrible system this sets up. This was rumored for a long time. It's obviously a great way to buy votes. It's a great way to punish people who saved money, people who worked their way through college, punish people who didn't go to college, and people who responsibly paid off their debt already to punish them. More on that in a bit with Elizabeth Warren. It also benefits people who went to college and chose worse degrees, right? Gender studies degrees and other, leftist garbage. They benefit disproportionately compared with those who, let's say, got more practical degrees. Since if you make a certain amount of money, right, the relief will be limited to Americans earning under 125K per year, then you don't get the benefit. So you're actually incentivized to have chosen a worse degree, which is just great. This is an example of what's called moral hazard. So in moral hazard, um, in this case, people actually can game the system. You can enter into a student loan contract, right, run up the bill, but with the expectation ultimately of being bailed out like this. And so you're actually then incentivized to do something that is bad, right? And who bails them out? Well, you and I bail them out, all the rest of us. So it's not that the government has magical, money in a vault somewhere of gold that they use. No, it's socialized losses, right? Just the way that inflation is paid for by us. And so based on the poorer decisions of a smaller group of people, then the majority of people actually are punished, which is, classic. This CNBC article doesn't actually even get to any of the criticisms until right at the very end. Right near the very end, they finally quote some person who's like, hey, wait a second, this is a giveaway to highly educated college grads, which is true because actually even grad students disproportionately have a bigger share of the student loan debt. Yeah, so critics say, is this fair? It's a regressive tax, basically. When the leftists are supposed to be, for progressive taxes, it's actually regressive. And here's that moral hazard. The president's sending the wrong message to future borrowers who likely expect to bail out in their future. Borrow more, pay for college. And this was hilariously brought back up just recently. Elizabeth Warren had this interchange because she had an even more ambitious package of bailouts whenever her ill-fated run for president. May it never happen again. And this hardworking dad says, well, my daughter, I worked 2 jobs to pay for her student loans. And am I going to get my money back? Warren, of course not. you know, just imagine, of course not. So you're going to pay for people who didn't save any money. And those of us who did the right thing, we get screwed over, right? Think about that. It's really beautiful in a perverse sense. Like, you got to hand it to the leftists. You have to hand it to the communists. Like, everything they do is so contrary to the right thing, the virtuous thing, the good thing, right? Virtue should be rewarded. Doing the right thing should be rewarded. And they follow the exact opposite model because it's anti-human. More of they are of the, let no good deed go unpunished. And in terms of buying votes, right, which is also what this is about. Alexis de Tocqueville is attributed. Now this says misattributed, but nonetheless, I might have to look it up because I did think that it was in Democracy in America. The American Republic will endure until the day Congress discovers it can bribe the public with the public's money. And it's really true, right? We will vote for people who give us the most stuff, right? That's you're gonna give me the free stuff, right? I don't know, a mansion, give me $1 million that I don't have to work for, and everyone else pays for it. Sure, I'll vote for you. Yeah, it sounds fantastic. And so that's the state of our society today. Of course, it's totally wrong. Of course, it's not sustainable. Of course, it will come crashing down because you can't do this type of thing in perpetuity. We've done it for a long time, and we're in delusions of grandeur, extending our the scope of the trillions, the hundreds of billions that we spend willy nilly that we don't have. Um, Eventually, uh, the chickens come home to roost, and that day's coming. So get prepared. All right, Devin Rose, Lionheart Catholic. God bless.